Okay, I'm doing this video because I just wanted to show all of my wands I've made. Well, this will be the first video of everything. Then there'll be a second video or a separate video of the other 5, because this one I'm doing my first 5 that are my personal wands. And the next one would be the other ones I'm thinking of selling. So, yeah. So here we go. Here's my first one I've ever made. That was back in 2007. I made this wand. Okay, the situation was I was just, well, what happened was we had an apple tree and it started rotting away at the base of the tree. So there was a lot of pieces of wood that was just sitting there. So I took those branch and made into a walking stick, and then a smaller branch I made into 2 wands. So it measures like this. This is how I measured it. So it's like that from here to here, because that's how wands should be measured for your individual body, because that would be the right length for you. But anyways, it was about around the evening in 2007, and I just picked up the thing. It's like, just started making a wand because I wanted a wand, like an actual real wand, not one of those plastic or fake wands, like those toy wands or those wands that come in a magic kit. Not those kind. So what I did, I don't know if you can see, but there's kind of like grooves in it. I don't know if you can see because the lighting in here sucks, but anyways, there's more details on my blog. So I just took a basic knife. It was actually a knife my dad made. I used that to shave it off the bark. Then I used a pocket knife to go like this and make little groove designs in it. And I kind of, shaped this in the back end. And that's pretty much how this one went. I tried, because like how in Harry Potter, how there's like a core inside the wand with something. I thought, what if I try using my own piece of hair and seal it into the finish? That didn't quite work. So, yeah. But the finish is like a Minwax type, is the brand I used. Finish, so the tip and the end of the handle, the hilt, the end of the handle part right here, didn't fully, it got covered but not like 100% fully. So this was my very first wand, and I cannot get rid of this one because it was my first one, and it just held dear to my heart because, yeah. And what was left was this one was attached right here, so you can see the difference of that. Yeah. So, and this one's shorter because that's what was left, you can see. And I did the same thing with it, except I used a different finish on this one. I put the finish on it last year. Then the dogs got to it. So you can see chew marks on it because the dogs got to it. Yeah. I don't know which dog got to it. I found it on the floor. Yeah. The ends didn't get fully sealed as well. So, what I found interesting, the tip, I don't know if you can see that, but I went to a star shape. I noticed that. And this one I use for all-purpose wand. And this one's just a secondary if, yeah. I haven't found that this one works as well. So, yeah. So, this is my first one I used more than the other ones. Okay. And I recently put it in the shoebox just to store them for now. So, I'm just putting it back in here just so I can pull out my next one. My third one I've ever made. Okay. Okay, here's the third wand I've ever made. Here's the end of the handle. That's the tip. It kind of like cracked right there, if you can kind of see. Then I wanted a swirl in my wand, as you can see that. Yeah. What I did is the details are on my blog in detail, but I put tape around. Well, I first tried putting a star here where this one is, but then I put tape around, traced around the tape, then used a chisel and chiseled it out. Yeah, that's how I got that shape. And see here, yeah. This goes here and this one goes here. And those are gears that I got from Michael's. I also sprayed with the same finish that's on here to protect them with the polyurethane spray. And that's a star. The star actually glows in the dark. It's made from glow-in-the-dark crayon and whatchamacallit. Oh no, it slipped my mind. Epoxy. Yeah, glow-in-the-dark crayon epoxy is basically heat the wax. After I took some shavings off, heat the wax so it's kind of liquid, then mix it with the epoxy and yeah. Then I stuck it in here and put another thin layer of epoxy over it to make sure it's all sealed in. And yeah, and that's how this one. And I decided it's missing something, so I put a bow here and the gears. So this is my third wand, and I've used it before and it does work. So, okay, here's my fourth wand, and I have not used this one yet. Okay, my third wand I made last year in 2017. And my second wand, my first two wands were made in 2007. My second wand was, I put the finish on it last year. Then my third and fourth wand I made last year. But this one, my third wand, I finished this year. Okay. This is the wand. Because as you can see the purple and the finish, I painted the purple on with watercolors, which is really difficult because it doesn't really want to stay on wood. But the finish I put on this year. But I put everything together last year. Like this part, the leaves, the rose, was all put together last year. Then the coloring and the finish was put on this year. So, I just call it my rose wand. That's the tip. That's the back. So, I haven't used this one, so I don't know what it, how it works, but yeah. I measured it the same way as I always do, but it was more like, my hand was more down like this when I measured. Because if I put it up, you can see the difference. How if you have your hand here compared to here. Same thing with my third wand. How it's measured. I measured it like this, kind of. So if I put it this way, if I turn it around, you can see how different it measures. Just turning it around. So that's why you have to, think of how you're gonna do it. So, yeah. So that's how they were measured. And the rose and the leaves are polymer clay. And this is this small branch off the same tree. So my first two wands are apple wood. Then the rest of my wands, well, my third and fourth, are from a thornless Honeylocust tree. So that's this one. And it's sealed with Sculpey glaze because I didn't have any other thing to do it with. So it seems to be holding up really well, the Sculpey glaze. Especially right here where the purple is, it actually helped to seal it in, especially when you mix the pigment in with the glaze. That helps. So there's that one. Then my fifth and final wand for this video is my healing wand. I was making a very special wand for me. Well, the thing is, if you know anything about me, I was having some issues. I was wanting to make a healing wand, and I was also looking up stones and like crystals for healing for certain different parts, like breast growth, my voice, because my voice wasn't quite where I wanted it to be. So I was doing some research. Then I found an aquamarine stone is my birthstone, obviously. But I found the aquamarine was everything I needed it to be. And an all-purpose healing stone for what I needed the purpose for. So I ordered 2 stones, but this is only one. The other one I don't have in this room right now, so yeah. It was on Etsy where I ordered it, and it was from New Moon Beginnings is where I got it on Etsy, their shop. And the wood is made out of the tree that was in the front yard. This one, the other one was a tree in the backyard. This one's the tree in the front yard. It's a Quaking Aspen. Yeah. So this is the wand. As you can see, there's the tip. And here's the back end. You can kind of see how that's shaped and how there's a little groove right there. Yeah, right there, as you can see that. how that got that shape was when I was cutting this way, but then I came from this side and I was cutting this way. It cut off and it wasn't even. So that's how it got like this, and this was a knot. Yeah. So that's how it ended up like that. Then right here was a knot. Like several places, here, 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 and like, yeah. But the bark came off easy on this one compared to the rest because it was seasoned out in the weather for a long time, so the bark was naturally coming off. So I ended up, when I was ordering the aquamarine stones, I gave them specifics of what I needed the stones for. One, I was needing it not too big or too small, because I was using it for a healing wand. Then the other one, and I needed it to be more blue. Then the other stone, it could be bluish green, and it was just to carry it around with me, which it actually has helped. So then you can see that's one version of how an aquamarine can be, because there's several different ways they can be. Anywhere from bluish green to a light blue like this one to clear. And depending on where in the world it comes from, it can be more expensive or cheaper. I think this one came from the United States. And so it was about $2 plus shipping for it. Then I decided I want to do wire wrapping, and that's brass. It's the kind that doesn't tarnish. So it's wrapped around, as you can see. And now it's kind of difficult to wrap it around where the stone is, like the crystal. And yeah, as you can see that. I did put a small hole with an awl here, and here, it's under here, just to help secure it in. And it's only glue on the tip here, and the tip under here. Still, the wire's actually touching the inside of the metal. Same thing with the stone here. Only the edge, so the bottom part's actually touching the wood, like the metal's touching the wood. Because if you know how energy and stuff like that works, how it flows. Yeah, I'm not going to go into details, but there is actually a scientific explanation for it, how when it's wrapped around like this and actually touching and everything. So yeah, and the green I put on there, it's already dyed green. So the twine was already dyed green that way. So that's what that is. So that's my 5 wands. And I've used this one. And the finish is also Sculpey Glaze by and yeah. And Mod Podge over these to seal it. So I actually used this one and it worked. So that's my 5 wands I wanted to share. Sorry for going long, a little bit long, and details. But I just wanted to share them. And the link to my blog will be down there with more information. More like detailed information on how I made them. So until my next wand video, comment, rate, and subscribe to my channel, which I haven't been doing much on this channel, so yeah. So this is the first video in a long time, so just, yeah. Subscribe for my next wand video, be coming soon.